the WAFCON, but we are eliminated as another team. So the best thing that we need to go do is let's just go with a positive mind. Let's go and compete. Let's not set our target so high. That is the challenge, because we give the pressure to the boys. There is no way they are at the airport. These other guys say, no, I want you to come and bring the trophy. Which trophy? Has he invested in that? It's just a gradual process. So the best thing, let's encourage the boys. Let them just go and do game after game. But of course, you just need to be strategic for it. This is what we are talking about. The day that you play against Morocco, you should make sure that you achieve a point. You don't just lose the game. Morocco, it has always been difficult on the boys' side than on the women's side. We have been, if we put the aggregate, Zambia has been superior on the women's side, but on the boys, Zambia has lost almost all the games. But the best, let us be strategic. When we play against Morocco, what do we want to achieve? We play against DRC. Which points do we need against Kenya? So let's go there for a purpose. Last AFCON, I don't think we went with a purpose. We just went there to just and compete. Let's be strategic. Each game at a time, and make sure each and every game we collect a point. It will be good for Zambia.
Okay, it will be good for Zambia. Let's get to listen to Kelvin Kampamba as he talks to us about Zambia's chances at the African Nation Championship CHAN tournament.
What I can say that we have got a lot of new guys coming up. We just need to continue encouraging them and pushing them every time, because I know that CHAN is very competitive and it demands a lot of work from us, because we play in our local league, and the guys are pushing well, are coming up very well. Because as we know that with Zambian football, we have got a lot of talented guys. What we just need to do is just to work extra hard, and maybe we push even the club levels in terms of continental football, so that we can bring back our four slots.
Now, there's a point I picked where he spoke about Zambia's bringing back the four slots, I think, towards the end. And he says this one will be a benchmark for Zambian clubs that are competing in continental football. But when you look at the number of players that are in that squad, obviously you need a lot of Power Dynamos players and Zesco United players for that to be achieved. And I think from Zesco United, if not 3 or 4.
But for Power Dynamos, I think they have a fair share of players there. Yeah, I think there are more than 4. There should be 4 or 5 somewhere there.
So they,
I don't know if you have a list, if you can show it up, but I saw it.
But also Zesco, they might have 4. They have got Kelvin Kampamba.
They
have got Abraham Siankombo. They have got Kawaso Chongo. They have got Chepesh there. They should have about 5 or so.
So which is a fair share.
But my argument is the game time during the tournament, because we have a national team coach whose target is obviously to win the tournament. So he will actually shuffle his players based on that. So it's not automatic that Zesco United players and Power Dynamos players,
it will be automatic that they will feature. No.
Yes, but exactly. They have an upper advantage against other teams that will play in the Champion and CAF that are not qualified. Because, it's high intensity when you are playing for an AFCON, either CHAN or this and that. And also the exposure, I think you learn 1 or 2 things. But, of course, when these guys, they come back to their respective teams, Abraham Siankombo, Kampamba, and the Kawaso Chongo, and other players, those who will be playing CAF and the Champion respectively, I think it's high time we started identifying, even just by watching, that actually this guy is playing for the national team. Not where now 4 legs, you can't even identify a player who is playing for the national team. So it also, much as we may put emphasis on the coaches, I think it also goes maturity on individual players. You should show that quite you are not to the national team maybe by compromise or what. You need to just fire
not by fluke. Just because
just like Kennedy is putting, somebody might ask, why is Lawrence Mrenga missing from the list? This is what we are talking about, compressions. He thought since he was a national team player, even at Power Dynamos, it was going to be automatic. That is going to be always been between the sticks. And the coaches there, they thought, no, this guy is not putting in much effort. And Willard Mwanza has come up as the first choice as now at Power Dynamos, and is the one who has been picked to go for the CHAN. So it is not automatic that when you are chosen you are selected for the national team that you are guaranteed of a place at your particular club. No. So this is a lesson to all the players who are national team players.
Yes, it is a wake-up call. I totally agree with you. And then Avram Grant wants to use this tournament, just like Kennedy had put it earlier, to build a strong squad ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations that will be played in December. It will be hosted by Morocco in December. So, so he needs a strong team. So he's treating this one as a nursery for him to pick certain players that would be part of that particular squad. So let's listen to, yes.
And this will be a sign to show if Avram Grant has been following the local league intensively or not, because he has been given the chance now to coach those particular boys who play in the local league. You see.
But one thing that I appreciate the way Wamuzo have alluded, we are a different Zambia, because we are playing CHAN and also AFCON in about 4 months' time. So in an event where we took another coach and also allowed Grant to go with AFCON to the AFCON, I think it was not going to be a good idea. So it's like now he is developing, he's training the team, because also senior players should not take it for granted that automatically will be there at AFCON. Who knows? We are going to have a new mess now at CHAN. So such players are going to come on board and take the spaces for those. So it's good that it's just like a continuation. We have continued with the same coach.
Okay, nice. So let's take a listen to Avram Grant now as he talks to us about his targets at the African Nation Championship CHAN tournament.
I think the CHAN is very important for us because it's not a secret, we don't have many players that play in Europe. All the big teams and countries have more than a lot of players that play in Europe. All their squad is playing in Europe, which is normal because Europe better conditions, better education. So we need to use the players that play the local players. They did well for us. Even what I said to you, we beat the Ivory Coast, which all the players, top players in French league and others, and we play with some local players. So we need to use them, and part of it is the CHAN tournament. This is why I am. Normally I'm, as you know, I'm the coach of the first team, but I think also for me it's an opportunity to see the players and who we can use for the first team. So it's a good competition for us.
It will be a good competition for Zambia to prepare for the AFCON. I think that's a very good point. It's a very good competition for us to prepare. And then one of the players at one point very much criticized Wamuzo, Prince Mumba. He was always making the first 11 at some point, and people didn't like it. People called him names because of the mistakes he made. But he has come back strong. Would you give him another chance?
Yeah, before I say anything about Prince Mumba, I should say we should give credit to Oswald Mtapa, who believed in the boy until he started performing. You know, sometimes the coach can build the player or destroy the player. So it's the effort which has been coming from the head coach at Power Dynamos, which has contributed to Prince Mumba's improvement. So, and he really deserves to be at the CHAN because the way he performed for Power Dynamos in the last season where they became champions for the MTN League. So it's so wonderful such that he's even been picked. He has been picked for the CHAN. So we just have to congratulate Prince Mumba for his improvement.
But obviously it will not be automatic. He has a lot of competition, especially for the midfield role.
This is what we're talking about.
He has a lot of competition. But Kennedy, on any given day, given chance, would you give him a first 11 selection?
You know, especially where AFCON or CHAN.
I mean, whichever.
You know, of course, people would always want to give a preference to those guys who are playing in Europe, but let's look at the leagues in which some of the guys are playing in Israel. To me, the leagues are not all that good. So, football is performance-based. Look at how Prince Mumba performed the previous season. You know, I thanked and liked Oswald because, you know, Oswald, first time we coached Prince at under-20, when he was an under-20 coach, the moment Oswald came to Power Dynamos, he just had to move with Prince Mumba. And look at how this guy was tormenting the local defender. So, though, of course, I wouldn't guarantee him the first starting, but I would go with him as a substitute.
Okay.
You know, there are players who are good as coming in as the substitute players. The late Diogo Jota was good at that. You see, not all, other they may be good players, not to start the game and endure the 90 or 80 minutes. Let them come in when there is 20 minutes remaining. You see how they perform wonders. The Chicharito of this world. Chicharito was a super sub. Let him begin the game. You won't see him. He would disappear. But let him come in as a super sub. Then he's going to perform wonders.
Those are good players. We call impact players.
Yes.
And when they come,
game changers.
They just basically change everything. You know, like the message Pasulas of this world. When you give a chance, she'll come in. She'll do the business. And we'll get to Prince Mumba. Let's take a listen to Prince Mumba as he talks to us about his targets for Chan, and he wants soccer fans to believe in the team that has been assembled by Abraham Grant. Let's go to Prince Mumba.
So far so good. We getting in shape and getting better every day. We're not just a pushover. We're in a good group, and you know, we're capable of delivering. Very much capable. It's a very good timing for the national team. Obviously, we take each competition as it comes. That's the most important thing. So we'll try to go there, compete, so that we prepare and set standards for the bigger competition in December. This is my first time, and it's such a great feeling, and I look forward. Let's continue believing, continue trusting the process. Better days ahead, and I believe these are the better days that we're in.
Okay, we have better days ahead. He believes we can win it. To be interesting. So we can open the phone lines on +260 21261 7140. Let's get your thoughts. You can talk to us, and obviously just share one or two things about the Chan team, about what we've discussed on the show today. As we wait for those calls, let's take time to congratulate Ghana. They did so. I mean, they did so well. Coach Muzo, how do you think Nora Haptu is feeling right now? I ask this question. It's like you were building something, you decide to abandon it to begin another new project. It fails. The other person just patches it up and gets the results. When I was looking at the Ghana coach, I was thinking of Heverena. I think we know what he did with Zambia. I mean, he picked the team from Dario Bonetti, went to Ivory Coast, picked a team from somebody else, and his CV became top-notch.
You know, for me, I wouldn't call it a mistake. Up to what she did with the team, she wanted the playing pattern to change there and then, and it proved to be a very big problem for our girls, because they changing from what they were calling chipante to the tic-taca, it became a problem for them. You see, she was using 5 midfielders. If you had noticed, in whatever formation she was playing, she was using 5 midfielders, and which failed to deliver for us. And if you had seen, we used the 5 midfielders against Ghana, against Nigeria, we failed to deliver. South Africa, they used 5 midfielders against Nigeria, they failed to deliver. So it is not up to sometimes it is not the tactic part of it. It's the individual effort of the players which is important and which matters at that particular time. So for up to what she I know she might be licking her wounds for leaving Ghana, but I'm sure she made a very good, a positive move. She's going to deliver at some point. And from the word go, when I watched Zambia play Morocco, personally I saw it that we can't go beyond the quarterfinal, because the reason being we're struggling in every game we're playing. You remember Senegal walloped Congo DR, Morocco walloped Congo DR. We struggled to beat Congo DR. And so we expected to go past Nigeria, who were so lethal.
And you know, one thing I picked this week, Coach Dan Kabo was quoted saying it was a misinterpretation of tactics. She came with a misinterpretation of tactics that didn't work. But anyway, we'll continue this conversation. Let's go for a short break, and on the other side, we'll do a recap of what we've done, and then obviously get phone calls and take a listen to what our viewers and listeners have to say. So let's go for a short break. Welcome back to Sports with the Boys. We welcome you to this edition, and we want your input. Now you can call us on +260 212 617140. But just for us to do a recap of what we've done in the first half of the show. So we did appreciate the Zambia Zambia Athletics for partnering with Kansanshi Mining PLC and Big Tree in talent identification. And obviously the punchline there is we identify talent when it's still raw, when athletes are still young. So that was the function that was held yesterday, and it was commendable. And then from there we moved on to recognize the efforts of Paul Mwanza, who was honored by State House as by his historic triumph, which was held in the United States of America, where he actually won gold in that regard, represented Zambia so well, and we just thought we salute him as well. And then we went on to discuss the swimming world, where Damian Shamambo is set for the World Acoustic Championship. So this is something that is commendable. He'll be representing the nation at this particular tournament, which is set for Singapore, and also he will be actually doing his thing tomorrow, Sunday, and at the 1st of August. So one is a freestyle, and then obviously one is a 50 meter competition that is going to be taken part in. And then we did discuss Kelvin Mwangaka Mpamba, who is anticipating a competitive CHAN tournament, where he says it is good for Zambia to prepare for the forthcoming Africa Cup of Nations. Then he also wants Zambian clubs to do well in continental football. So we took a listen to his thoughts. Obviously, Abraham Grant also putting the icing on the cake, saying, I want to use this tournament to build a formidable squad for the AFCON, which is set. Also giving us his thoughts on what we discussed. +260 212 617140 is the number that you're going to use in case you want to be part and parcel of this particular show. And we also took time to congratulate Ghana for finishing third at the Women Africa Cup of Nations. In fact, I should make mention here, Coach Muzo, that this was the second time that South Africa was meeting Ghana at this tournament. You remember the first game? They lost to Ghana. The first game. Ghana lost to South Africa 2-0. So it was like revenge. And it had to end on penalties. What a way. And they say penalties is a cruel way of deciding who the winner is. Now, before we talk about...
I think the South African girls, they were disturbed after that injury for one of their players. You know, the moment I saw that injury and the way they reacted, you could tell that these girls they have really they are in pain. So even after conceding that goal, it affected the team. I'm sure this is what affected their performance even in the third place battle.
Okay, now the question, Kennedy, you've done psychology. Like I asked this question to Coach Mozo. Nora Hapto left Ghana for Zambia. She succeeded in building the team in Ghana, and she failed to build the team she admired in Zambia. Coach Mozo had put it on record. She was using 5 midfielders. Coach Dan Kawe called it wrong tactics, interpretation. Psychologically, is Nora Hapto going to fully recover from this? Because obviously Ghanaians will be taunting her with this.
Will be shooting her.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you leave your ex and then they're doing well.
You know, it's quite a challenge, but I think all her performance will depend on how people surrounding her will try to encourage her. You know, of course it's quite bad. You know, she was saying Zambia, she admired Zambia, and she preferred Zambia as better than Ghana. But the same Ghana that she said, how I envy, Ghana has even now become third in AFCON. So it's quite a challenge. But of course she's a professional coach. In life, for example, even when you are driving, there are mistakes that you make. Sometimes you'd overtake, but you would find that you would say, but there I think I missed an accident. So in future you drive properly. So she's a professional coach, so I don't think that will affect her. But much as people do criticize her, I think it's building her in the future, the future of becoming a good coach. Of course, she's a good coach. She's a professional, so to say. So I don't think that is going to affect her. But the best thing that she needs to do is, mistakes that you made, make them as a lesson so that you pick up the pieces.
And the Ghana FA president is actually thanking Nora Hapto for building a strong team that even managed to mint, bronze.
So what it means now, Ghana went with the same team that Nora used to have, the majority of the team. So the FA president there is thanking Nora. So I think it has given her some positive energy in one way or another.
Let's hope so.
She's not the first person to have done that. There are a lot of people who have done that, coaches and players. You remember Michael when he was saying, I want to be playing Champions League.
Mbappe, what happens to Mbappe? PSG?
What I want to say is, Michael Owen and Mbappe, they left their previous clubs. The first season they left, the very clubs they left, they won the Champions League. 2005, Michael Owen went to Madrid. Liverpool won the Champions League. Last season, Mbappe was playing for PSG and he helped them qualify for the Champions League. What has happened this season? They won the Champions League. So it's a common normal thing in sport, and it's just like Kennedy has put it. It's a learning point. Let her not despair or relent. She will get there.
I think this is where a lot of soccer scholars in Zambia are saying, and the government, that she just needs to be given a chance. She's not yet such a. It's her first time to be given such a serious tournament, especially as a head coach for Zambia. So we still need, I think, all of 4 eggs in Troipa, but at least you can admire something out of it. You can use it for something else. Even use it for manure.
Even use it for manure. I like that. +26021261740. Let's get your thoughts with regards to what you think about today's game. Today is a final. Nigeria taking on the host nation, Morocco. Who is going to get it? Coach Mozo?
I'll go with Nigeria.
Because they are physically strong.
No.
Because they beat us.
No. Nigeria, as at now, they are the most decorated team in that tournament.
Okay, we have a caller. Let's talk to this one. Good morning.
Hello, Aporeg.
I'm quite more nishina.
Abantu bachanda wabonse balishan kupane wabonse abo amasokana analyst.
If you win.
Yawe. Uleta we run analyze bora. They were coach Nora. Wale kefe nani ukura aranda festi opose fi amano nani ukura bombe milimo acto no telefo anoti apana mukomenta batamulateana bora ni muchivanza go telefo then tatala acknowledge la strong man yabo bale nyako Zambia ni fragi batotera sana bapo mwanzabo pako ba consistent kwabo then na Zambia divera opose kwa amano kuma preparations yeah, to your son. Now, when I say I'm finishing tournament, our players, but the team for I'm finishing Premier League. Now, what you for I'm about this Korango, the team is also. Now, for I was an actor on our national team. If you look at your preparations, I'm not always more finish. So, what after the finish? Can you see what same thing over and over, but make expect a different answers? You want to record our preparations. That's what I will have found group stage.
Okay, thank you very much. Plus 26021261740. Mwawomba shani.
Kaomba servo paende ande pachani. Chani wasenda ma players wali bwino sana wakaye reach vitu wawili. Then ba college na performance of an government. Tamani kia ku Dennis Stadium, ayana manu stadium zolekuz. Amina hilo stadium. Haizini ke Dennis wewe stadium. Wala imeba college na chabuna right ball. Kwa kona pa benchi ya national team. College.
I'm humbled. Thank you.
You have been promoted.
Yes.
Mukana ulia wakukiti ulia. Supporter.
Plus 26021261740. In fact, his idea of naming one of the stadiums Dennis Wewe is a very welcome idea. In fact, what I wanted to do with a number of my colleagues, we wanted to put up a statue at one point, whether at Levy or Heroes, just to honor the man. I think he contributed a lot for even people in the rural areas to know how Zambia is played. By then, the internet was not as it is now. So I think he needs to be honored. Plus 26021261740. And then, gentlemen, I wanted to share something. Last night, there was a very good initiative that was done by Nkana fans. These that are based in Ndola. So what they did was that they came together, and obviously they were calling it Meet the Players and the Coach and the Executive by the end of the new season. They were using this event to fundraise for the forthcoming season. There were 2 jerseys that were auctioned because they understood that football, you need a lot of money to manage it. So that particular event was successful. One key thing I picked, and I think this should go across the country, was the fact that they remembered their actions at Levi Mwanawasa. You remember the incident of chairs and yes. So they've promised that they have repented, and they will make sure that they push the message across, never to do the same again. But abantu balanda tiwankana tabachinji. So what's your take? What's your take? That's their nature. So what's your take? On the other side, they are trying to repent. On the other side, you are being provoked.
No, sometimes it's very difficult to do damage control when something happens, And it's not that all Nkana supporters are bad supporters. There are just a few bad elements who influence the masses, and it's not all of them who took part in the van of the national asset. So those few individuals, they tarnish the name of the Nkana supporters. And the other Nkana supporters I've talked to, they have said that was uncalled for. There's this friend I have with Ariran that in feed fees and a tipo from Makuka from Makuko Fishing a military patamule from Monok from Monatamishi and if you had to the stadium.
Maybe. It's good that they are showing the most, but our FA hasn't informed the nation the cause of punishment that kind of has been given.
Yeah,
Besides, you know, it's like they are just quite, people would want to know what punishment has kind of been given so that it will show as deter to those teams who do have such offenders. But the challenge that I think the other dimension that we need to take in football supporting, let teams start making cards for each individual supporters with a number, because they will know who are their legal supporters, so that in case of such an event, the club will not be liable. They will say, this is not our supporter, of course he just bought a jersey from somewhere. Cards, it was also going to assist the clubs to raise money. Even if they sold the card at 50 kwacha, it's only a committed supporter who will buy. And whenever he goes to watch a football, he will be responsible for the action. He will be as an image builder for the team.
Okay.
And just like Kenneth has put it, only card holders should be able to sit party section Yavankana, section Yavankana.
The rest are illegal.
If you come with the regalia, you don't have a card.
Because you can still buy the jersey from somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very good initiative, and I welcome it. Let's pick this last call before we go. Let's pick this last call. Yes, good morning. Hello?
Hello, Colin.
Yes, GM.
I'm quiet. Yeah, on today's game, I fancy Morocco to take it. Nigeria, Mwabapela chance to dictate play. They will punish you. So I'm sure Morocco have done their homework. We saw in the game against South Africa. Nigeria has a very good squad, strong players. But if you allow them to dictate play, they will harm you. But put them under pressure, they tend to lose a bit of coordination here and there. So I'm sure that's a strategy for Morocco, and then on our part, I think Coach Nora for me is okay. Just that she came in a bit late. Give her more time. She's going to nurture a very strong squad going forward. So let's just support us, football stakeholders. Thank you so much for listening, company.
Okay, thank you very much, DM, and you happen to be our last caller on today's edition of Sports with the Boys, which comes your way every Saturday from 10 through to 11. So on behalf of Kenneth Siafunda and Coach Muzo, have been your host. My name is Lamek Zulu, professionally known as Four Legs, saying God bless you. Continue enjoying our programming. Health Talk is up next. We are out. Bye-bye.